Hello, college algebra student. This video is for chapter 5.4. We're interested in dividing polynomial. And in this particular case, we're dividing polynomial by a binomial. So there's two methods of doing it, and is a long division. Long division is more flexible. You can divide by binomial, you can divide by trinomial, you can divide anything you want. So, but it is more clumsy, harder. And then there is another division method called synthetic division. Synthetic division is to divide anything that is in the form of x minus k. So it's restrictive, but it's very useful when you are trying to find factors of a polynomial. Because some polynomial are factorable, but it cannot be factored by the usual like diamond method or grouping. So doing long division is useful for factoring polynomial so that you can graph it. So what is the process of doing long division? First, you have to write it in a long division format, right? So the long division format is like that. You do the dividend, the one that you want to divide, by the divisor, and this is the divisor. So basically, you start off by and also when you write a dividend, make sure that all the missing terms is inserted with a placeholder of 0x to the something. Okay, if there is a missing terms like here, in the first example, I'm dividing this by x plus 2. But I have x cubed, I have x squared, but there is no x term, so I should insert a 0x here as a placeholder. So that's the important thing for writing it out properly. If you forget this, the division sometimes is, would be you would have made mistake. And then you figure out the quotient by dividing the first term, so the leading term by the leading term to get the first term of the quotient. After that, you multiply the quotient of the divisor, you subtract, and you bring down, just like when you're doing long division. So what's better than illustrate it with an example? So I am dividing 4x cubed minus 12x squared minus 3. So when I mentioned that before you write the long division, check if you have any missing term. Put the placeholder by saying 0x minus 3. So that now you have x squared, you have x cubed, x squared, x, and 3. And then you do x plus 2. The leading term is the first term, the leading term is the first term. So the first quotient is dividing just the first term with the leading term with the leading term. So it's 4x squared. But then I would need to multiply this 4x squared to the whole thing to put it at the bottom. Okay, so x times 4x cubed, 4x squared is 4x cubed. This would always work because you just divide it, so you multiply back, so it's exactly what you have. And I would have 8x squared. Multiply, subtract. Just like when you do long division, you subtract. So I have negative 12x squared minus 8x squared. So it would be negative 20x squared. Bring down plus 0x. Okay, so this I'm starting all over again. First term, divide, first term, divide, multiply, subtract, bring down. So basically, divide, multiply, subtract, bring down. Divide negative 20x squared by x, so it'll be negative 20x. Right? Divide, multiply. So negative 20x times x plus 2. So it'll be negative 20x squared minus 40x. And it is a subtraction. So the first term always cancel because they're exactly the same. When you subtract two things exactly the same, they goes away. But then you have 0x minus a negative 40. So it becomes 40x. And then I bring down minus 3. First term over first term, so plus 40. Right? 40, multiply, divide, multiply. 40x plus 80. Subtract. -3 subtract 80, -83. Right? So then the answer is 4x squared minus 20x plus 40. You can say the answer here. But what do I do with the remainder? You write it as a fraction. Plus -83 over x plus 2. So this is how you do long division. Okay, so we're going to do another example in the second page here. So I want to divide 3x cubed minus 2x squared plus 5x plus 1 by 3x plus 1. So I want to show you when you have a binomial where it's not x plus something or x minus something, but like this. So let's see, do I have any missing term? There's no missing terms. So I would just copy the whole dividend inside, 3x cubed minus 2x squared plus 5x plus 1, and I write 3x plus 1 outside. So first, we'll write down the process. Divide, multiply, subtract, bring down, right? So divide is first and first. 3x cubed over 3x. So that would be x squared. So I write x squared here, multiply. 3x squared times x squared times this, it will be 3x cubed plus x squared, right? Because it's a plus 1, you distribute to both. Subtract. -2x squared minus x, so it will be minus 3x squared. We'll be subtracting it. Subtract and then bring down, plus 5x. And then I do -3x squared divided by 3x, that is negative x minus x. This negative x times this will be -3x squared minus x. Subtract again. This will go away, but 5x minus -x becomes 6x. Bring down plus 1. Okay. Divide again. 6x over 3x equal to 2. So plus 2. And then divide, multiply 2 times this will be 6x plus 2. Subtract. And then 1 minus 2 is -1. So we have here we have the answer and I have the remainder, so write the answer. X squared minus x plus 2 plus a -1 over the divisor 3x plus 1. So that's how you do long division. Okay, I'm going to go over how to do synthetic division in the next video.